Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's astrologer Eric Rosen here for Viking Rising Astrology, your daily horoscope for Friday, October 13th, Friday the 13th, 2023. Well, Friday the 13th, it's certainly got a spooky connotation to it. We're in October. October 13th dealt with actually when the Templar Knights were unfortunately dispatched by the church that didn't like what they were doing and the message that they were spreading. And so this is where I think, we have to figure out on this day, as we have a dark moon in Libra, what messages we're okay with listening to, with what messages that we're giving, not only to ourselves, as Mars is now in Scorpio and we're digging deep internally into the understanding of where are things really going. There's a lot to shake out over this next month, and it can feel a little bit like an internal seesaw battle for that understanding, and where are the facts of where things are actually going and the things that we're weighing out. And I think by the end of this month, by the end of these eclipses, we're going to find that a lot of the things that we were weighing out weren't actually relevant for our highest timeline anyway. That doesn't mean that we dishonor the current potential timelines that we're choosing, because we still have to honor the sacredness of the human journey and the relationships that are on that, especially with Venus and Virgo. But with that Mars making aspects over to Saturn still, I think it is remembering that the ultimate integrity, the ultimate structuring of what we really want to go into this eclipse cycle, like the passion, the creative, sensitive but emotional understanding of the element of things, is definitely going to come from deep within ourselves. And so we definitely during this time don't want to fall into a victim story. We don't want to fall into unjust behavior, where thoughts create our actions, create our behaviors, and we start acting unjustly in our life because we're having unjust thoughts. This is more about seeing that it's okay, not all the evidence is maybe there. The world is going through quite the frequency modulation. I think this is, a lot in the media that I would warn people about is going to be something that's trying to continue to hijack our frequency and our attention, especially during a sensitive time and going into these eclipses. And so I think we want to make sure that we're more paying attention to what is our intuition saying, what's dropping in, just continuing to find that flow. We almost have to disconnect from the consensus reality, especially going into this first eclipse here that we're going into in Libra on Saturday, and make sure that we're not feeling vexed by how things are going in our lives, because we get too tapped into those consensus reality frequencies where people also feel victimized or something's not going well in their life. We as spiritual beings have to remind ourselves we are the ones, co-creating this reality, and the emotions, the frequency that we're feeding into it is very much going to matter on what comes out on the other side of this eclipse. And so we can't play the boo-hoo game if it doesn't go the way that we want it to this month. Ultimately, we are getting to choose our, I would say, pole position, and we can't play sleepy. We can't, get ourselves drawn into elements where we deceive ourselves and try to persuade ourselves that everything is harmonious in life, when the truth is that we're making big choices, we're making big shifts. We are looking at the timelines, we are looking at where we're going with that. But at least if we choose our own frequency and our own reality and the discernment of where things can go with that, at least we set ourselves up in that better pole position for where things really can go during this time. So, be well out there. This is not a freak out time. Just relax and try to see where things are going and see that we don't have to figure out everything all at once. If you want to get a personal astrology reading, a private reading, drop into that link in that bio or in the comments below. I'll be happy to help you get to where you need to go. Peace.